I'm very honoured right now to be speaking to His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud. He is the President of the Saudi Arabian Federation for Electronic and Intellectual Sports, or SAFEIS for short. Prince Faisal, thank you so much, first of all, for joining us. And second of all, may I ask, how has quarantine been for you and your family?
Well, first I'd like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be on here with you. Thank you for everything you're doing with us and everything that ESL is doing. Quarantine has been interesting. It's a lot more family time. We've had a few stints of cabin fever, but we've gotten through that as a family. Much like most people in the world, we've spent a lot of time trying to learn how to cook and getting better and better every day. But no, it's not been too bad at all.
Well, tell me more about SAFEIS. What is the Saudi Arabian Federation for Electronic and Intellectual Sports, and how did it actually come to be in the first place?
Well, we were created in 2017 under the umbrella of the National Olympic Committee. So we're formally recognized by the Ministry of Sport and the National Olympic Committee. We are what would be traditionally called mind sports, but chess, which is a big part of traditional mind sports, it's its own federation. So that's why we're intellectual sports. With chess, we become mind sports and eSports. We have three main focuses. Our main focus is the elite player. But to serve them to the best of our capability, I also have two alternative focuses that we work on. One is the grassroots level, where we work on schooling, education, teaching kids what it means to be a professional player. You know, it's no longer the old paradigm of, kids in a basement with 3 TVs, no sun, no friends, like I was when I was a kid. It's now, it really is a true sport. These guys are true athletes. These men and women who are playing now are true athletes, and we have to teach the next generation that. It's not just about how good you are as a gamer, it's about your physical health, your mental health, your social health, you as a complete human being. And then we focus on the other end of the spectrum, which is the end of life for a player. So after they're done being a professional player, which in this industry is an absurdly young age, giving them options for what to do with that next part of their lives, whether they want to carry on in the industry, in the many different aspects of eSports, whether they want to carry on in the gaming industry, or helping them find a career outside if that's what they want to do.
How has COVID-19 impacted the work that you're doing with SAFEIS?
On one side, it's made things, as with everything, a little bit more complicated. It's, trying to get in touch with everyone online, trying to make sure everyone's on the same page is a challenge. But it's also been very exciting because, this is a time when everyone's at home. People are gaming more regularly. There's a lot more work for us to do. This event, this great event that we're doing, Gamers Without Borders, is just one of the many events we're doing. This is very unique in that this really has grown into a worldwide phenomenon, which is what the aim was from the beginning. We always said from the very beginning when we launched this that we wanted to start this in Saudi. But this is not a Saudi initiative. This is a worldwide initiative. Every single person that has been a part of this has ownership in this. This is everyone. This is all the gamers of the world coming together, and it's not just a Saudi event. And it's really what it was meant to be, which is very exciting. But we also have some other events. We have one with the Sports for All Federation here, which is like mass participation, called Move to Game. Where people are logging steps and moving around. And we've logged in almost 3 weeks over 1 billion steps in Saudi, which is impressive during a quarantine. Among many other things that we're doing locally and regionally. So from a work side, it's both been very exciting and a little bit challenging.
So what inspired the Gamers Without Borders initiative in the first place? Because the clue's in the name. It's an international effort over several weeks. It's a huge project, and it's brought together so quickly. It's really impressive.
Well, we were working on a number of different initiatives here before the COVID-19 outbreak. And when it happened and everything was delayed, rightly so, we decided rather than to take all of our efforts and all the work we had done and just delay everything, how do we use everything that we've done and everything that we've built? And what I had noticed, and not just me, I mean, this was a team effort. My team here, a number of people around the world that I speak to, from Nicholas Koo in Singapore to, a lot of people around the world. We all noticed that there was events happening during this COVID quarantine in different areas around the world, but no one really trying to bring everyone together. So we had a few conversations, and it says a lot about the community of gamers around the world that as soon as the conversation was had, everyone came together, everyone wanted to be a part of it, and everyone wanted to move quickly. I mean, from the moment we started talking about it till we launched was about 2 weeks. And it's a testament not to us in Saudi, but to the international group of gamers everywhere, how much they wanted to do, how much good they wanted to do. And it's one of the things I've always loved about esports and gaming is the reason it's such a close-knit community is it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, not your gender, your race, your religion, all of that gets put aside. Your first introduction to people is through their skill level in the game. And it's unique in that sense. And you get to build that respect across everything else. I mean, it really is its own language. Sports in and of itself is its own language, but esports specifically. And it brings people together in a way that few other things can. And this event is one of those things that just proves the strength of this community.
So how has the response from the gaming community impacted you and the SAFEIS organization? What's your reaction been to the response?
Oh, I mean, we are truly lucky and honored to be a part of this community. I mean, I was a gamer before I was president of the federation. It's still a bit strange to have to put on the professional hat when it comes to gaming. Although it does give me an excuse. When I go home now and my wife sees me playing games, she says, why are you still playing? I said, no, I'm working. This is research, part of my job. But no, it's been absolutely heartwarming, an absolute pleasure and honor to have a chance to be a part of this community and be a part of this community coming together.
So what to you are the most interesting achievements of Gamers Without Borders so far?
I mean, everyone looks at the big number, which is the money that's been donated. Over $6 million donated so far, $10 million over the course of the tournament. But for me, what's been really interesting is the diversity of people who have been entering the competition. I mean, professional teams from over 40 countries, streamers from over 100 countries, community gamers from over 72 countries. Our learning aspect, the academy, the hackathons, the webinars. We've had people participating from over 80 different nationalities. I mean, it truly is showing the power of the global community of gamers. And it's, when given the opportunity, they will come together. I just wish there was more opportunities, and I look forward to more opportunities happening in the future.
So Prince Faisal, I need to get your advice then for people watching this around the world. What would you suggest they do to get through the pandemic safely and also help to protect others as well?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, the people who are putting the information out there, the rules, the regulations, whether it be your local authority, the WHO, listen to what's being said, listen to the science. These aren't being said just to put a downer on your day or to make you stay at home. Everything is being said and done for a reason. I am not a doctor. I don't have any medical experience other than sports injuries, but I'm not going to go into that now. So just make sure to cut through the chaff and listen to the science and do what you feel is right for you, not just for you, but also for your community. People forget, what you do affects others, whether you mean to or not. So just, be cognizant of that. And one of the things that we wanted to do with this initiative is just because you have to be at home, just because you're in a quarantine, doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself. Doesn't mean you can't have a little fun. At the end of the day, no matter what we're doing in gaming, it's about having fun. take the time, enjoy yourself, have a laugh, get on the phone to your friends, and enjoy yourself. That's what stops you from going crazy. Crazy.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm desperate to know. I know you've been watching the elite tournaments. Has there been a favorite esports title for you so far, or a favorite moment?
There was during the Dota tournament a slip of the tongue, which I thought was very funny. I'm sure people will look that up later. I'm not going to go into any details, but I thought that was hilarious. I've really enjoyed all the tournaments. I'm not as familiar with all the games, so I've enjoyed getting to understand most of them. On the community side, I have tried to participate in a few and realized my limitations very quickly. So we're not going to go into what I've played.
I think that's fair enough. Now, before I let you go, is there anything you would like to say to the worldwide gaming community as they have been coming together to fight COVID-19?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing, not just with this initiative, but every initiative that's happening around the world. You guys are the real stars. We're happy and proud to be a part of this. This is your initiative, and thank you for letting us be a part of this, and thank you for everything you're doing. And thank you, Frankie. You've been great, not just in this interview, but I've been watching a lot of your interviews, and you've been absolutely brilliant. So thank you as well.
Oh, well, thank you so much. There's a whole team from week to week in terms of online broadcast talent, and of course the guys, as you mentioned earlier, from ESL, who have all been working tirelessly to make this happen. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. And yeah, thank you so much to you and to SAFEIS for all their hard work for making this happen. And thank you for talking to me today.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.